I don't know how to tell you guys this, so I'm just going to be honest with you because I've been holding this back. March 23rd of 2027, the interdimensional beings are coming down. They've allowed me to have about 2 years to whip you guys into shape, help you guys become venters, help you guys lose as much fat as possible, because when they come down, March 23rd of 2027, they have a voracious appetite for human fat and flab. They don't like muscle, they like fat and flab. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk like crazy, we're gonna drink water, because Coca-Cola and Diet Coke were actually created by the interdimensional beings, okay? I know this is really jarring and it's really tough to handle, but the reality is this: you have to immediately give up the Cokes. You have to immediately start drinking water. You have to immediately start walking. Otherwise, they're gonna eat you. And if they eat you, not only do they get your body, but they get your soul. So the only chance you have is to listen to my words. Let them go in one ear and get stuck at the other. You gotta put your shoes on. There is no tomorrow. You need to start walking. Is this an extra credit walk? Yes. Why am I showing you this and telling you this on the extra credit walk? Because there's no time to delay. Put your shoes on now. Get outside. I know Monday Night Football is already going. Turn it off. That game's not important. It was decided many, many years ago. It's all part of the simulation. So get out, put your shoes on, and start walking now. We only have a limited amount of time before they come down. They've allowed me to get together with a certain amount of people and save them. Those people are the venters, and it's very important that you know that I'm not joking. This is the most serious conversation that you could imagine. All those days you go home and you eat pizza and you drink beer while watching Monday Night Football, that shit is gonna stop. That is unacceptable. Oh my God. Didn't you guys wonder why they made your body without hair? Why they blunted your teeth? It's because they like to eat you. Duh. Why else would they make you have blunt teeth with very little bite force? You can't bite shit. So the only chance you have is to get rid of the fat. And in case you think I'm joking, have you ever had a really nice steak with that really nice steak fat, and it just bursts in your mouth when you bite into it, and you're like, that was the best tasting steak fat ever? Well, apparently human steak fat tastes even better to the aliens and the interdimensional beings. You don't have much time. You don't have much time. I don't know if you guys heard, but over the last couple weeks, we lost James Earl Jones, who I believe was the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars, right? And then today, I was really sad. I heard that we lost Dikembe Mutombo. Now, that name might not mean much to you guys, but he was an NBA center that played in the 90s when I can just remember him playing, and he was a really good player. And then just right now, I was looking at my phone, and it looks like Pete Rose, the old Cincinnati Red, well, I guess he's not a Hall of Famer, but he's good enough to be in the Hall of Fame, of course. But apparently he passed away too. You know, I remember when I was a young boy, different movie stars like, Rock Hudson and Lucille Ball and different people would pass on. And I remember it would hurt the feelings of my mom and my uncles and my grandma, because we sometimes forget that outside of our family members and nearest friends, we grew up with people on the television. That's why so many of us love Seinfeld. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a real sad situation over the next handful of years when we start to lose people from the Seinfeld show, And these basketball players like Dikembe and the baseball players like Pete Rose, they really did make a lot of our childhood and our young adulthood where we were watching these people, while they were playing on the sports team. So it's kind of sad to see them go. And then I don't know about you, but every single time I saw James Earl Jones on the TV or on a movie, man, it was almost like he was always a part of a great movie. So one thing that's going to be cool with James Earl Jones is we're always going to have his movies. So in that weird sort of way, he gets to live on forever, you know? He left quite the legacy. And that's something that we should be thinking about, right? We should be thinking about leaving a legacy. And how about this type of legacy? How about one where we let our kids and our grandkids know how great it would be if we could start a walking tradition, a walking legacy, so that we can really live a long time and not have to worry about some interdimensional beings gnawing on our fat, you know, as we leave this earth. So that's the one thing that I want you guys to think about. There's a reason why you started watching these videos, and I don't think it was because of this super talented host. I don't think that's it at all. I think there's a part of us that wishes, as walkers, it was something more fun and exciting, like a stuntman in a movie, right? But the reality is, walking's just a laid-back thing. And if this is the first ever walking team in the history of the world, which I'm sure it isn't, but if it was, I think that would be an honor to be on that first team. So again, let's create a legacy for our families where we let them know that, hey, when you walk with us, even though we might not be on the same street together, we walk together. And think about this, Mala, every time we walk for a half hour, we're probably killing about 120 to 150 calories, depending on how fast we're walking. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a pretty good deal to me, right? Get out, get healthier, start walking like crazy. That way, even if the interdimensional beings come at us, we're ready, right? If they want to make us do work for them 24/7, at least we'll be strong and ready to do that work. And if they come down just to eat the chubby amongst us, hopefully by that time we won't be chubby anymore. Sounds like a good plan. Anyway, I want to wish you guys a wonderful evening. I started thinking about something. In the mornings, it's going to start getting, you know, where the sun comes out later in the day. So if I keep doing the morning walk, I might have to bust out the camera light. So, who knows, maybe when the winter hits, maybe I'll still do my morning walk, but maybe I'll record an after work walk. But you know, even in the early evening during the winter, it gets darker quicker. So we'll see how that plays out. But you want to know something? Either way, we'll find a way to make it work. Why? Because we're going to think about this proactively. I'm going to think about the setup I'm going to do as the temperature changes and stuff. And you guys are going to think about what you're going to do in case the temperatures get crazy and it snows all the time. So I want every one of us, that's our homework assignment. How are we going to proactively attack these challenges that are going to try to get us to stop doing what we love doing, which is our daily walk? Now, if you live in the Carolinas, where they've had some really incredible flooding, and I saw some stuff that looked like the end of the world that they're going through down there, I think that would be a good excuse not to walk for a couple days, right? Maybe even a couple weeks. But either way, if you're not in the Carolinas and you're able to, try to get out and walk. And with that, I wish you the most beautiful evening, my friends. I will see you tomorrow.